Good morning, students. I welcome you all in today's class. We'll be continuing with our Unit 6 only, Fundamentals of Computer. In last class, we have discussed about various digital media devices. Today, we will be continuing with that topic only. In last class, it was primarily about digital audio, how it is used, how we can copy it, and so on. Today we will be discussing about digital video, how we work with digital videos and digital photography. Okay, and there will be a worksheet at the end of this class, and the worksheet will be about digital media devices only. Okay, so firstly, let's start with digital video. So, before digital technology, videos was recorded, edited and stored in the analog format on tapes. You must have heard about it that previously our parents used to use tapes for recording various kind of thing. In marriages also you must have seen that thing, right? But after the introduction of digital technology, video was still recorded on tape, but the difference is editing has been easy now. You can make editing, people, uh, you can do crop, you can do compress, you can do brightness, n number of things can be done. These editing features is offered by your digital videos. Okay, so to make this easy, editing easy, people first converted video to a digital format. Previously people used to do that. Okay, but today, with the help of digital video technology, it allows you to record video in the digital format on a digital storage device only, and that you all know is your CD, DVD, pen drive, that is your flash memory card. Okay, and you can edit it on a computer by using digital video editing software also. And so this has benefited both professionally and personally, both home users and professionals. That professionals are your movie makers. They use digital video technology to create videos and films with titles. They introduce transitions between scenes. I hope you all know what is transitions. You must have heard while we give presentations, the pattern or some kind of editing that happens between one slide to another slide, that feature is termed as transition. So that can be introduced, and you can add n number of special effects to your videos. Okay, so overall, digital video is helpful and is advanced in each and every manner, right? So let's talk about some characteristics of digital video. One of the important characteristics of digital videos is that you can edit them easily on a computer by using various digital video editing softwares. You can download them in your computer also, like Windows Movie Maker is the most prominent one that is meant for digital video editing. And there are many options available online also. They are termed as open source and free of cost. You can use them also. Okay, for example, you can edit videos to include titles, or if you want to add a soundtrack or add special effects. You can also upload the video to a website and share it over the internet. That is also possible. In addition, you can copy the video from a computer to a recordable CD or DVD also. Okay, you can copy that also. Another characteristic of digital videos is that they can be compressed. You all know the meaning of compress, that is to reduce the size without compromising on the quality of that particular file. That is compression. So compressed files, what they do, they save space, allow more portability, and are easier to transfer over the internet because size is less, so it will be easy to upload it on the internet. Next, there is one more thing that is termed as camcorder. a camcorder captures and records video. There are two types of camcorders available in market. One is analog camcorder and another is digital camcorder. An analog camcorder, it records and stores videos in an analog format on a tape like we used to do previously. To edit the video on a computer, you need to convert it from the analog format to the digital format because computer understands only digital thing. Okay, next we have digital camcorder. A digital camcorder records and stores video in a digital format, which makes editing the recorded video very easy. Another advantage is that a digital camcorder is generally lighter and smaller than an analog camcorder. That is the advantage. Okay, so now let's go to the next topic, that is digital video editing and some output formats. If we get videos, then what will be their outputs, or I can rather say file extensions also. You must have heard about this term. Okay, so let's talk about that. So imagine a scenario where you have recorded your friend's birthday party by using a camcorder. You would like to add certain effects to your video to make it look better. Using digital video editing software, what you can do, add titles and background music to your video to make it more appealing, more presentable. Next, you can cut or remove certain scenes from the video. That is also possible. You can crop a certain part. Next, you can add special effects such as fade in and fade out to the video. There are n number of effects available. You can use them as per your convenience. Next, enhance video quality by adjusting its brightness, contrast, color, red eye effect, all these things. And next is your record audio over the video to describe certain scenes. You can do that also. Like my video is happening, it's a still image, but I am recording my voice over it. So this is digital only, digital video editing only. Okay, now there are two types of video editing that is possible. One is linear, another one is non-linear. Okay, in linear editing, what you do, as the name suggests, you have to sequentially traverse a file to edit it. Okay, for example, if you want to remove a frame that is in the middle of a video, so you have to linearly traverse to that frame. You will go one by one to that particular frame. If you will start using any Windows Media Movie Maker or any software that is meant for digital video editing, you will see there are frames available for each and every scene that is there in that particular video. So if you want to delete any particular scene from that entire video, you have to jump from one frame to another, and then sequentially you will move to that particular frame which you want to delete. That is your linear editing. Okay, however, in non-linear editing, you can directly go to the frame and remove it from your video. Okay, tape is always in the linear format and has to be edited linearly. Tape that we used to do previously, it's always in a linear way. So if you want to remove or add anything, then you have to go to that particular frame sequentially. Okay, random access devices, that is your DVDs or CDs, they let you read and write data in a non-linear manner. Okay, you can edit DVDs and CDs linearly also and non-linearly also, that is up to you. But CDs and DVDs can be used like that. But tapes, the previous one, were used like linear only. Okay, so after you edit a video, you can store it in various types of formats. You can use video editing software such as Windows Movie Maker that I have been talking about to capture a frame from a movie and save it as a still image. You can do that also. You can, the video is going on, then you can take a picture of that particular scene and you can save it as an image. For example, you can capture a frame from a video. By frame I mean any still scene. Frame is there in the video only. The term is frame, that's what we call it while we are editing any kind of video. Then we call each and every scene as frame. Okay, so you can capture a frame from a video and save it as a .jpg file. .jpg is meant for images, that is the file extension of images. You can also edit the video and save it as a video clip in the Windows Media Video, that is WMV format. Saving the video in the WMV format allows you to play the video clip on the computer by using Windows Media Player. That is a very common software that we all have in our computer that is meant for listening audios and videos. Okay, you can share the video clip or the still image with your friends by uploading it to a website or sending it by email. That is also possible. Okay, next, you can save the edited video clips and still images in a format that can be copied to any recordable DVD or video CD, that we term it as VCD, and you can play the DVD by using a DVD player and by VCD using a VCD player. There are some DVD players that allow you to play VCDs also. VCDs, video CDs. Okay, so this is all about different kinds of formats. There is a warning that is written here that I have been telling you since the starting of this chapter, that copying anything, because everything available online is mostly copyrighted, so copying anything from that particular area is illegal. Okay, so the same thing is written here. Copying video directly from the web and storing it on CDs is illegal. So copying video directly from a CD, video CD or DVD is also illegal. So ensure that you have permission to copy any video before you copy it. Okay, so this is all about your different kinds of formats. So let's talk about a very small topic that we have, that is web video technology. What exactly it is? These days you can view video over the internet, you all know that. So web video technologies allow you to transfer digital video files over the internet. Some of the examples are video streaming. What exactly is video streaming? It means you can constantly receive your file. For example, I've started saving that particular file. You all know that as per the size of the video, it will take its own sweet time to download it. In the meantime, video streaming helps you out to hear or to see the entire video without properly downloading it also. That is your video streaming. Okay, so the buffering time is reduced in this. Next, you can download also. Downloading videos is also possible. And last is your web conferencing. You can transfer data with more than one people at one point of time over the internet. So these are your web video technology. That's it. It's not that vast. Just you should know these three terms that are there in video technology that we view on internet. Web video technology. Okay, so next topic we have is digital photography. With digital cameras, you can transfer pictures to a computer where you can edit pictures to enhance their quality, right? We all do it. So these are some of the capabilities of software that is designed for working with digital images. Some capabilities how we can do that. So let's talk about first one, that is your simple photo editing. Simple photo editing means you have taken a picture of your friend, the red eye is there, so you are removing it. This is called the red eye effect. So you can simply use any photo editing software to remove this effect. And that simple photo editing software can be your Windows Photo Gallery, You can improve the appearance of a picture, you can adjust the brightness, contrast or color of the picture, or you can also crop, resize and print your pictures also. You can take the print out also. So that is your simple photo editing that we all do in some way or the other. Next we have advanced photo editing. What exactly it is? This include tools for enhancing and adding special effects to your picture. For example, you can remove blemishes from a picture, you can change the background, you can add text to it. So these all are your advanced text design tools that is there in the software. So that thing is possible with an image. Next we have photo management. This software helps you sort and organize your picture collection. So this has the capability and this photo management is there in your photo editing program only, that is Windows Photo Gallery. So many photo management software packages also include tools for compressing your images or fine tuning pictures. Sometimes you need a blurred image or something. So these all options are there in your photo management and in advanced photo editing also. Photo management is basically meant for arranging your photographs in a sequential order or in whatever order you want to. That is basically photo management. But all the things, special effects, all of this will come under your advanced photo editing, and some features are there in photo management also. Okay, so this is all about digital photography. Now let's talk about how printing digital images work, how you can take the printout of these digital images. So there are two types of photo printers available. One is personal photo printers and another one is professional photo printers. So sometimes you might want to share pictures with friends who do not have a computer in their homes. To share the pictures, you can either print the pictures using a personal photo printer or a professional photo printer. Let's talk about personal photo printers first. What exactly it is? There are various types of personal photo printers available in market. They can be either black and white or color printers. Color inkjet printers are the most commonly used personal photo printers nowadays. You must have heard about different kinds of printers also in your previous classes. So it's the same thing, almost the same thing. Okay, so inkjet printers, what exactly they do? They spray small ink drops on the paper to create a print of that particular picture. One more printer is there that is termed as dye sublimation printers, but they are not so popular as inkjet printers. Inkjet printers are common in market, but what dye sublimation do? Dye sublimation printers uses dye to create a print on picture. Dye color, it can be any color. So most color inkjet and dye sublimation printers can produce near photographic quality prints on special print paper. Paper should also be like that. And what exactly is this near photographic quality? It means that the pictures do not have the very fine detail of pictures taken by using a traditional camera. However, you will see this difference when you will do it professionally. Then it will be exactly a photographic image. Okay, so now let's talk about professional photo printers. Professional photo printers that are used in labs, print labs, they use special imaging devices to expose regular photo paper. The paper is then developed by using normal silver photochemical. There is some kind of chemical that you use on that specific paper. So professional photo, then one more thing, that silver photochemicals, you must have seen some wedding albums. They are so shiny and the pictures are so clear. Each and every detail is visible. That is the paper that they are talking about. So professional photo printers, they produce true photographic quality. Personal one was near photographic. It means it's not exactly like that, like a real picture, but professional will give you the real picture on paper. Some print labs, they also use laser printers also, some high-end dye sublimation printers, and high-end inkjet printers. Okay, so this is all about how to take out print out of your digital images, that you can do it with two things that we have discussed it just now. So we are done with this specific topic, that was digital media devices. This was part 2 of that. Part 1 we have discussed it in the previous class. So we are done with this topic. Now a worksheet on this particular topic that you all have to do. There are only two questions. One is true false and another one is MCQs. So let's talk about true false first. So a smartphone cannot organize and store information. MP3 format allows compression of audio files. I'm reading it, students, so that if something is not clear, then you can just get clarification on that. An Xbox is used to organize information. A PDA is used to organize information. A camcorder is used to record video. An Xbox is used to record video. You can edit photographs taken using a digital camera. Converting audio from CDs and DVDs to a different format is legal. Just say yes or no. A digital camera stores images in its memory. You need software to convert audio from a CD. Next, when converting audio, the audio file may be compressed. You can browse the internet using speech synthesis technology. A DVD writer can copy audio to CDs and DVDs. You do not need software to copy audio to CDs and DVDs. A traditional camera uses film to store pictures. A digital camera helps you delete unwanted pictures. A sensor creates the image of a picture. You can change backgrounds using simple photo editing software. True or false? You can compress pictures by using photo management software. And last, Windows Photo Gallery is not a photo editing program. So this is first part of your worksheet, and next is your MCQs. Let's talk about that. Which of the following is a characteristic of audio streaming? There are options that all 4 are also correct, so you can mark that also. It sends the audio file to your computer in a continuous stream. It allows you to listen to digital audio without first downloading the entire file. It allows you to transfer analog audio files. And last, it needs a browser add-in or streaming audio player to play audio files. Question 1. Next is question 2. Which of the following is a feature of speech synthesis? What exactly it is? It allows you to communicate with the computer by using your voice. It essentially requires a microphone. It allows your computer to convert text to audio. And last, it allows you to enter text in word processing documents. What exactly is the feature? Just mention that. Next question is, which of the following statements are true when copying audio to a recordable CD or DVD? First, the process of copying audio to a recordable CD or DVD is also called burning. You need a special hardware device such as a CD writer to copy audio to a recordable CD or DVD. Copying audio directly from the internet to a recordable CD or DVD is illegal. And last, copying audio from CDs and DVDs is illegal. Next question, which of the following statements are correct about non-linear video editing? That we have discussed it. You go directly to a frame to edit it. You can edit DVDs in a non-linear manner. You sequentially traverse to a frame to edit it. You can edit tapes in a non-linear manner. Last question, which of the following statements are correct about video streaming? First, the video file is received as a continuous stream. Sometimes a special program is needed on the computer to enable video streaming. The quality of the video is not affected by the speed of the internet connection. And last, it allows you to view video files over the internet without first downloading them. So this is all about your worksheet that you have to do. Thank you all. Just one more topic is left of this same unit, and we'll discuss it in next class. Thank you all.